lifetime, we absorb facts, information, and skills. We get our theoretical and practical understanding through education and experience. It's called knowledge. Welcome to television's longest-running high school quiz show, Knowledge Bowl. Let's join two of our competing Northeast Michigan high schools and our host, Joe Rabarchik, for today's match.
Hello Northeast Michigan and welcome to Knowledge Bowl. My name is Joe Rabarchik and it's my pleasure to be the moderator for Northeast Michigan's high school quiz show. Today we're joined by teams from Atlanta on my left and Alcona on my right. And before we begin our game today, let's first hear introductions from the teams, and we'll start with the team captain of Alcona.
Pierce Bilby, sophomore.
Eric Davey, senior.
Krista Endish, senior.
And Tavius Micus, sophomore.
Haley Gordy, sophomore.
Reagan Eller, sophomore.
Elliot Dubuque, sophomore.
Patrick Bates, sophomore.
Courtney Jones, junior.
And they're joined by their team coach, Linda Moran. Thank you for joining us. And now we'll move over to Atlanta, and we'll start with their team captain.
Stephen Wittersheim, junior.
Natalie Hicks, freshman.
Abby Aegis, sophomore.
Donnie Fuller, junior.
Garrett Pinson, senior.
Justice Cahoon, junior.
And they're joined by their team coach, Jen Colbert. I also want to thank our judges today, Brian McClellan and Dylan Arthur. And now, before we jump into our first round, here are the rules.
Round 1 is a toss-up format. A question will be asked and the first competitor to ring in has the opportunity to answer the question. If a correct answer is given, the team is awarded 10 points. No consulting is allowed. If the answer is incorrect, then the question goes to the opposing team to answer.
All right, so let's jump into our first round now, and that's the first toss-up round. In ancient days, one of the most feared and most disliked public figures was the publican. What was a publican? Eric?
A tax collector.
Yeah, that's right. Croesus, the last king of the Lydians, was responsible for an innovation that is still in use worldwide every day. What was this system? We're looking for coinage. Name the great Roman poet who wrote The Art of Love. That's Ovid. Which narrow collapsed tube opens when you yawn or swallow? Krista.
The esophagus.
No, sorry. Anyone from Atlanta? Donnie?
The larynx.
No, actually we're looking for the eustachian tube. From 1943 until his death, President Roosevelt attended 8 international conferences. Name any 3 of the 8. All right, could have chosen Casablanca, Anglo-American, First Quebec, Second Quebec, First Cairo, Second Cairo, Tehran, or Yalta. What was Dr. Zhivago's first name? Krista.
Ivan.
No, sorry. Anyone from Atlanta? It's Yuri. Y-U-R-I. What event in U.S. history caused the only major immigration from the country when an estimated 3 million people left? It's the Civil War. If a stopwatch's second hand makes one complete revolution every 30 seconds, how many minutes will have passed after the second hand makes 38 revolutions? That'd be 19 minutes. Established in 1881, this Atlanta college is America's oldest college for black women. Can you name it? That is Spelman College. Commedia dell'arte is a type of Italian drama that features such stock characters as Harlequin, Columbine, and Pantaloon. Give the English translation of the Italian phrase commedia dell'arte. Pierce.
A comedy?
Sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone from Atlanta? You had part of it. It's comedy of art. Yeah. A person who refuses to cooperate with a congressional subpoena can be charged with what misdemeanors? And that is contempt of Congress. In what kind of instrumental classical music is there only one player for each instrumental part? That's called chamber music. 5 gases make up 99.997% of the lower atmosphere. Which one is missing from this list? Oxygen, argon, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. Pierce.
Helium?
No, I'm sorry. Atlanta, anyone? We're looking for water vapor. Match these rock films with their bands. Film, Quadrophenia, Gimme Shelter, Stop Making Sense, and Magical Mystery Tour. The bands. All right, Antavius.
Rolling Stones.
No, sorry. I'll finish the question. The bands are the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Talking Heads, and the Who. Atlanta, anybody? All right, Quadrophenia is about the Who. Gimme Shelter is about the Rolling Stones. Stop Making Sense is about Talking Heads, and Magical Mystery Tour would be the Beatles. All right, and that's going to do it for our first round. We'll be right back with our bonus round and for some scores. Hello and welcome back. We've got some scores for you. Right now we've got Atlanta at 0 and Alcona at 10. Now we're going to move into our second round, which is a bonus round. But before we do that, here are the rules.
This is the bonus round. It consists of toss-up questions, as in round 1. However, this is the twist. The team answering correctly then gets 4 bonus questions. For each question answered correctly, a series of points will be awarded. Team members can consult, but only the team captain can answer the question. After an incorrect answer, the toss-up portion begins again for both teams.
All right, so let's begin our bonus round, and we're going to start with the toss-up questions. The Colossus of Rhodes, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, takes its name in part from the island where it is located. This island belongs to which Mediterranean country? Eric?
Italy.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta, anyone? Stephen?
Greece.
Greece is right. And so we'll go to the bonus questions now. I'll give the description, and you identify the constitutional amendment. The direct election of senators.
17.
17th is right. Limited the president to 2 terms.
23.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. 22nd. Pretty close, though. All right, so we're back to the toss-up questions now. Where am I? As president of the Senate, who signed the Bill of Rights? Eric?
James Madison.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Stephen?
George Washington.
No, it's actually John Adams. What couple did Darby Dillard of Ruston, Louisiana, get to embalm in 1934, 1 year after they had kidnapped him? Krista?
Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde is right. Yeah. So over to the bonus questions. Here are 4 questions about women in the medical profession. Who founded the American Red Cross? That is Clara Barton. All right, back over to toss-up questions. When astronauts return from trips into outer space, are they taller, shorter, or the same height as when they left Earth? Stephen?
Taller.
Taller is right. In the weightlessness of outer space, the spinal column actually elongates. So, all right, so over to some bonus questions for Atlanta. Listen very carefully to the following groups of 4 words. Pick out the word which doesn't belong. Marsh, swamp, quagmire, or atoll.
Atoll.
That's right. Docile, tractable, cordial, grudging.
Grudging.
Grudging is right. Paragon, ideal, perfection, superfluous.
Superfluous.
That's right. And remedy, strychnine, antidote, or physic.
That last one.
No, I'm sorry. It's actually strychnine. We're over to the other. Mathematician Charles Dodgson wrote an elementary treatise on determinants and symbolic logic. He also wrote The Hunting of the Snark and 2 classic tales for a young friend under a pen name. Give the titles of both literary classics. That's Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. What did General Sherman's troops pillage and burn immediately after ravaging Georgia? What state? I'm sorry. Pierce?
Virginia.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Anyone from Atlanta? And that's South Carolina is the answer. The Savannah River forms much of the border between which 2 states? Pierce?
Florida and Georgia.
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Anyone from Atlanta?
Georgia and Alabama.
No, I'm sorry, it's actually Georgia and South Carolina. Find the altitude of a triangle if its base is 10 and it's equal in area to a rectangle whose base and height are 12 and 15. Krista?
180.
No, I'm sorry. Anyone from Atlanta? Okay, the answer is 36. How many of the basic pitches used in Western music can be found within the span of any single octave? Pierce?
3.
Nope, sorry, that's incorrect. We have the timer go off, so I'll just say the answer is actually 12. The United Nations has 8 members whose names begin with L. Name any 3 of them. All right, it could have been Laos, Latvia, Lebanon, Lesotho, Liberia, Libya, Lithuania, Luxembourg, or Liechtenstein. Does spurn mean the opposite of juggle, wish, welcome, conduct, or show? Pierce?
Conduct.
No, I'm sorry. Atlanta, anyone? Spurn is the opposite of welcome. All right, so that's going to do it for our bonus round. We'll be right back with some updated scores and for our 60-second round. Welcome back. We have some updated scores for you. Right now, Atlanta is at 55 and Alcona is at 20. Now we're going to move on into our 60-second round, but before we do that, here are the rules.
This is our 60-second round. The team with the lowest score selects from one of the 4 categories of 10 questions. The team that has 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. Any missed questions will then be answered by the opposing team. An additional 20-point bonus is awarded for answering all 10 questions correctly.
All right, before we begin our 60-second round, I want to introduce some alternates. On Atlanta's side, we have Garrett and Justice. Welcome to the game. And then on Alcona's side, we've got Elliot joining us. Welcome to the game, Elliot. All right, so now we're going to begin our 60-second round, and we're going to begin with Alcona. Alcona, your topic today is animals. Identify the animals suggested by the following clues. Pisces.
Fish.
Correct. Anna Sewell's novel Pleading for Humane Treatment of Animals.
Dog.
Sorry. Nickname for Teddy Roosevelt's unsuccessful political party.
Pass.
Subject of Dian Foss's work.
Birds.
Sorry. Steinbeck's novel featuring a mentally retarded giant.
Mice.
Correct. Hannibal's tanks.
Rats.
Sorry. Nurse for Romulus and Remus.
Wolf.
Correct. Playmate of Ahab and Jonah.
Whale.
Correct. Fremont's 1846 rebellion.
Pass.
22.4 liters at STP. All right. Now, any pass or missed questions will go over to Atlanta. Anna Sewell's novel Pleading for Humane Treatment of Animals.
Pass.
Cows.
Sorry, it's actually a horse. Nickname for Teddy Roosevelt's unsuccessful political party.
Bull moose.
Bull moose is right. Subject of Dian Foss's work.
Pass.
That'd be a gorilla. Hannibal's tanks.
Pass.
Elephants. And then Fremont's 1846 rebellion.
Pig.
I'm sorry, it's actually a bear. Should I ask them this last one? Yeah, because it gave you a chance. So 22.4 liters at STP.
Pig.
Oh, actually a mole. All right, so now we're going to move over to Atlanta. Their topic today is potpourri, which is just a variety of questions. Gargoyles are most associated with which style of architecture?
Gothic.
Correct. The 1988 Pulitzer Prize went to this Alfred Uhry play about a feisty old woman and her chauffeur.
Pass.
Name the first month of the year with just 30 days in it.
April.
Correct. Prior to World War II, this language was traditionally written in a Gothic style called Franktur.
German.
Correct. In math, what do we call the study of three-dimensional objects?
Geometry.
Correct. From the Latin meaning to dwell, it's a dwelling place, specifically a stately home.
Pass.
What one-syllable term denotes that which all ruminants chew?
Pass.
What insect is named for its resemblance to a moving twig?
Stick bug.
Sorry. What 9-letter term refers to pain along the course of a neuron?
Pass.
And what is the general effect of amphetamines?
They get you high.
Sorry. All right, now we're going to move over to Alcona. All the past or missed questions will go to them. The 1988 Pulitzer Prize went to this Alfred Uhry play about a feisty old woman and her chauffeur.
Driving Miss Daisy.
That's right. What one-syllable term denotes that which all ruminants chew?
Mouth.
Oh, sorry, we're looking for cud. What insect is named for its resemblance to a moving twig?
Pass.
Okay, specifically looking for walking stick. What 9-letter term refers to pain along the course of a neuron?
Pass.
Neuralgia. And what is the general effect of amphetamines?
Decreases headaches.
No, sorry. We're looking for stimulation or energy. All right, so that's going to do it for our 60-second round. We'll return with the scores and for our final round. Welcome back. We have some updated scores for you. Atlanta is currently at 105 and Alcona is currently at 70. So now we're going to go into our final round, and it's just another toss-up round. It's the same as the first one, so let's just begin. In the U.S. Navy, the USS before Enterprise represents United States ship. In Star Trek, what does the USS represent before Enterprise? Krista.
United Starship.
That is right. Hey! Often served with tea in England, these are similar to English muffins. Natalie.
Crumpets.
Crumpets is right. He encouraged a policy of isolationism and a strong religious foundation. He discouraged political party competition. He expressed these ideas in a famous farewell address delivered upon his retirement from presidential office. Stephen.
George Washington.
That's right. Adolphe Sax invented the saxophone. What instrument was created by Frederick Bushman by adding valves and a keyboard to a rectangular bellows? Pierce.
An organ.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta, anyone? Actually, the accordion. The nation's highest civilian award is called the Presidential Medal of what? Pierce.
Honor.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta, anyone? Stephen?
Valor.
No, actually, it's freedom. Here are 4 documents important in American history: Northwest Ordinance, Declaration of Independence, Constitutional Amendment ending slavery in the United States, and the Versailles Treaty. Now arrange them in chronological order. Right, first is the Declaration of Independence, then the Northwest Ordinance, then the Constitutional Amendment with slavery, and then the Versailles Treaty. All right, before 1913, what team was called the New York Highlanders? Krista?
The Mets.
No, sorry. Atlanta, anyone? Garrett?
The Yankees.
The Yankees is right, yeah. When a set of numbers is arranged in order, what is the name for the middle number? Stephen?
Median.
Median is right. What 3 substances pass through the stomata of leaves? Stephen?
Water, air, and carbon dioxide. Or oxygen, not air.
All right, yep, that is correct. Water, air, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. What's the romantic name for a chair built to hold 2 people? Krista?
The love seat.
Love seat is right. The paddle wheeler Delta Queen plied the Mississippi and Ohio rivers between the cradle of jazz and the Queen City. Name these 2 cities. Krista?
Chicago and New Orleans.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta, anyone? You had New Orleans right, but it's New Orleans and Cincinnati. An aqueous solution of nonmetallic oxide, such as SO2 or sulfur dioxide, would have a pH less than 7, greater than 7, or equal to 7. Elliot?
Greater than 7.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta, anyone? Stephen?
Less than 7.
Less than 7 is right. The volume of this geometric shape is found by the formula V equals 4 over 3 pi r cubed. What is it? Stephen.
A sphere.
Sphere is right. What is the mechanical advantage of a machine that lifts a weight of 100 newtons with an effort of 20 newtons? Elliot.
5.
5 is right. The 1968 Olympic Games are remembered for, among other things, Bob Beeman's record-setting long jump of 29 feet 4 inches and the Black Power salute by athletes Tommy Smith and John Carlos protesting racial inequality. What North American cities sponsored these memorable 1968 Games? Eric.
New York.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Atlanta, anyone? Stephen.
Chicago.
No, it's actually Mexico City. How many E's are needed to spell elitism? Garrett?
1.
1 is right. Moline, Illinois really put itself on the map when its factories were the first to produce steel-fronted examples of what farming tool invented by John Deere? Stephen.
Plow.
Plow is right. The sum of what two squares is equal to the prime number 61? Garrett?
5 and 6.
No, I'm sorry. And since we have the timer off, we'll just go from there. It's actually 36 and 25. And that will do it for our final round. We'll be right back with the final scores of the game. Welcome back. And just so you know, the last answer for Atlanta was actually correct, so we changed the score on that. And our final scores for today are 205 for Atlanta and 100 for Alcona. So congratulations, Atlanta, on your win today. Please join us next time where Alcona will be competing against Tawas. And before we let you go today, I want to leave you with a quote by the great philosopher Plato, who said that knowledge is the food of the soul. So remember, stay hungry, my friends.